if you are quitting the company you're working for, what steps do you need to take to work for yourself? Start us off, CJ.
Yeah, I mean, working for yourself, you got to first accept that it's not going to be as easy as you probably think. I think first things first, people when they go to work for themselves, you got to accept the fact that you've been used to having somebody mandate your schedule, tell you where to be, tell you what you need to do on a daily basis. And entrepreneurship literally looks nothing like that whatsoever. I would sit down and game plan. I would do something called time blocking. There's tons of videos about it on YouTube. You can sit down, start to block out your time in daily in 15, 30-minute increments and really get a handle on how you're going to be productive inside your business. It's easy to be on this slippery slope in entrepreneurship. I remember before I had an office a long time ago. You're sitting at home, you're trying to work on your business. Next thing you know, you're watching Netflix, playing video games, or yelling at your TV like RJ, trying to talk to Mark Cuban. And ultimately, uh, I hope people really truly understand. I see people all the time. They fantasize about quitting their 9 to 5. They fantasize about firing their boss, and there's all this hype and excitement around that. Then they get out here, they get ready to go do stuff, and they fall flat because they don't have the discipline that was imposed on them by an employer because it's not self discipline for their business. So make sure you take that with you when you get started.
Sorry about that. I had to time block you, CJ.
No doubt.
Next up, Steve. What about you? What are you doing?
I mean, I'm definitely going to be compiling all my notes, keeping track of all the things I did. But then after that, learning from the stupid things I did when I did do this on my own is I would call every bank and get every loan possible. When you're a W-2 employee, you're 100% financeable, right? You can get personal loans, you can get more credit cards and this and that for the rainy day situation. What I learned is as soon as I quit my job, I was no longer financeable. So this is a tough road ahead. I think time is a big issue. Money is the other issue. And so if you don't have access to capital, make sure you get as many lines of credit, access to credit cards before you quit your job because you are no longer bankable when you go from W-2 to 1099.
Ain't that the truth? All right, Eric. What about you?
I was trying to decide how I wanted to respond to Steve's answer, and I think it's a pretty decent response, other than the fact it immediately adds pressure to starting this journey in the first place. So day one, you're already in debt. That part I'm not 100% sure I necessarily agree with, but for certain, you are no longer bankable the day that you start your own business and may not reasonably be bankable for at least 2 years, depending on the size of the loan that you want to take out. Certainly, probably not buying real estate within the first 2 years with the way that they analyze self-employed. The first thing's got to be to get a mentor. The way that CJ referenced the dark side of being a business owner that most people don't share. It's really difficult. And one of the more challenging things is you're going at it alone. Where typically when we work a 9 to 5 or we have a boss or whatever, someone else is worried about the finances of the business. Someone else is worried about the office space. Someone else is worried about recruiting and hiring and training and culture and all of that other stuff. Too many people don't talk about the joy that comes along with being able to clock out at 5 o'clock and not worry about it until Monday at 9. So my first piece of advice is be real sure this is exactly what you want to do. There's no shame in staying at a 9 to 5, that's for sure. And number two would be to find some type of mentor that you can, counsel with when certain things come up that you might not be certain how to handle.
All right. Last but certainly not least, RJ, what are you going to do?
First of all, shout out to Potter for giving CJ the points when me and CJ tied on the hole there. Appreciate that. Love the tiebreaker. On this, first and foremost, I think you need to figure out exactly what it is that you're going to do, what strategy it is, because this is a real estate themed podcast. Obviously, you're going to be quitting that 9 to 5 to do something in real estate. If that's wholesaling, flipping, whatever it is, make sure that you're picking one strategy and you're ready to take massive action with that. the action that you're going to take is going to be flawed. It's going to be imperfect. Make sure you stay consistent with that, and then eventually get to the point where you learn how to execute with those actions. But until you're ready to, like everyone said on here, not be bossed around by someone else, not be told what to do, and you're ready to be your own boss, don't make that leap of faith. For me, the moment that I quit my job, there was never going to be another boss for me, and I knew that. And from there, it's just been imperfect action for the past 13 years.